Hey guys, welcome to my new YouTube channel CE Classics. A design engineer is a dream of many mechanical engineer. He think he would be the design engineer, but due to the various problem, various conditions and various of his state of minds, he cannot able to a design engineer. But don't worry friends, we come to our YouTube channel. The purpose is only to get the benefit of every mechanical engineer and also other engineering branches engineers to the what was the exactly concepts of the designing engineering. So what the exactly design engineer do, what was their projects, what was their softwares, everything and each about it we will discuss in our upcoming videos in our channel. So without wasting a time, we would start our first session, that is finite element analysis. FEA. The concept that state is finite element analysis. This concept is studied many mechanical engineer in their syllabuses to just do to the passing of the exam. But what was for FEA stand? What was it deals with it? We didn't know. So that's why the first topic of this video is finite element analysis. So let's see the FEA by step. What is finite element analysis? FEM is the most popular numerical method. In mathematical language, FEM is a numerical technique used to determine the approximated solution for partial differential equation on a defined domain. The finite element method provides a good performance to solving a partial differential equation over a complex domains that can vary with the time. In simple terms, it is the method which is dividing up a very complicated problem into the small element that can be solved into the relation to each others. The FEM technique is also useful to the complicated geometries, loadings and the material properties where the analytical solution cannot be obtained. The several applications of the FEM is linear, non-linear, buckling, thermal and dynamic and fatigue analysis. The figure shows the finite element analyzation, how to the complex object to be that simple. FE none other than the discretization. The discretizations it the model body by dividing it into the equivalent system of many smaller bodies or units, the interconnected at a point common to two or more than elements and or the boundary lines and other surfaces. In a simple ways, it works for to convert a continuous space into an equivalent discrete space for the purpose for the easier calculation. That's the FEA does. It does the method is simpler to the final answers. The simpler FEA processes is shown by our figure. There the flowchart shows how the FEA processes has to discretize the problem into the easier way. Now look at the procedure for the finite element analysis. It comes with the three processing system in which pre-processing, the solving and the post-processing. First of all, let's take the pre-processing and what was happening. In pre-processing, they are first of all they define the geometrical domain in which what was the problem. After defining the domain, then define the element which is to be used. The third step is define the material properties of that element which has to be you choosing. Then define the geometric properties of the element, for example length, area and other etc. Then define the element connectivity. After the defined element connectivity, define the physical constraints. It's supposed to be like boundary conditions. The next procedure is a solution. In that, computes the unknown values of the primary field variables. Then Computed values are then used by black substitution to compute additional, derived, and variables such as reaction forces element. Post processing. In that, the contents of the post processor software has been sophisticated routines used to the sort out, print, and the plotting. Then, finally, we get the selected results from a finite element solution. Now, the question is why the FEM we have to the deals with it? So, answer is it because it is easy applied to the complex irregular shape and object composed of the several different materials having complex and boundary conditions applicable to those steady state time dependent and equinative problems, also applicable to linear and non-linear problems. This is the only one method can solve a wide variety of problems including with the problems of solid mechanics, fluid mechanics, chemical reaction, electromagnetics, biomechanics, heat transfer, acoustic and much more. The FEM also beneficial for the design organization. How offers it? Let's see. It reduces the testing and the redesigning costs. So the resultant is the product development time has been increased. Also, he detects the designs before tooling is committed. He also optimizes the performance before prototyping and discover the design problems before the litigation. So let's check the benefits of FEA. It can easily handle the complex geometry. It can also handle the complex analysis types like vibrations, heat transfer, fluids, etc. It is useful to handle the complex of the loading. It may concern the node-based loading, element-based loading, or the time or frequency-dependent loading. Also, it can handle the special material effect such as temperature-dependent properties, plasticity, creep, swelling, and all the beneficial parts of the FE is much more. You can study it, you can find it much more. Now, each machine has some limitation. The FEA system has also have some limitations. So check it now. The specific numerical results is to be obtained for a specific problem. The FEM is applied to an approximation of the mathematical model of a system. Experience and judgment are needed in order to construct a good finite element model. That means, as per your experience grows up, you can with the perfections of the FEA. This is the advantage of the FEA techniques. The most of powerful computer and reliable FEM software are necessary to do it. There are numerical errors such as limitation of the number of the significant digits, rounding of occur very often, and the fluid elements with the boundaries at infinity can be computed and treated by using boundary element methods. So these are the limitations of the FEA. Hope you guys you enjoyed the video and got some knowledge of the FEA. We will meet our next video with more knowledge about the designing engineering. For it, thank you so much and please like and subscribe our channel.